Good day, Mom. Today, I will talk about 4 crimes that may look similar but are actually different under the law. First is theft, second is robbery, third is qualified theft, and lastly, fencing. All of them involve taking someone's something that's not yours, but the difference is how it was taken and the situation when it happened. So first, I will discuss theft. Theft is when you take someone's personal things without permission, without using force or threats, and with the intention of keeping it. So the elements of theft are first, there is taking of personal property. Second, the property belongs to another person. Third, the taking is done without the owner's consent. Fourth, the taking is without violence or intimidation. And lastly, there is intent to gain. So the example of the crime theft is you're at the sari-sari store and while the tendera is talking to another customer, you slip a candy bar into your pocket without paying. That is theft. No violence, just secretly taking. So the second crime is robbery. Robbery is when you take someone's things by using violence, threats, or breaking into something. So the elements of robbery is there is taking of personal property. Second, the property belongs to another person. Third is taking is done with violence, intimidations, or force upon things. And lastly, there is intent to gain. So the example of this crime is on your way home, someone blocks you, shows a knife, and says, "Ibigay mo ang cellphone mo." This is robbery because force or fear was used. So the third crime is qualified theft. Theft with betrayal or trust. Meaning, this is still theft, but it happens in special serious situations that it make it more punishable. So the common qualifying circumstances are the offender is a domestic servant. Second is the crime is committed with grave abuse of confidence. Third is the stolen property is motor vehicle, mail matter, large cattle, coconuts from a plantation, fish from a fish pan, or property of high value. The elements are same as theft plus one or more qualifying circumstances. The example of this crime is a family driver trusted to take care of the car secretly sells one of the car parts for money. This is a qualified theft because the person abused the trust given to them. So the last crime is fencing. It is a handling stolen goods, meaning this is when you buy, sell, keep, or hide something that you know or should know was stolen from someone. So the elements are a crime of robbery or theft has been committed. Second is the offender deals with the stolen property in any way. Third is the offender knows or should have known the property was stolen. And lastly, there is intent to gain. So the example of this crime is you buy a brand new motorbike at half the normal price from someone suspicious and you know it's stolen. Even if you didn't steal it yourself, you can still be charged with fencing. To sum up, theft is quite stealing without force. Robbery is stealing with force or fear. Qualified theft is theft with a betrayal of trust or special serious situations. And lastly, fencing is handling or dealing with stolen items. We have heard that theft, robbery, qualified theft, and fencing may seem similar, but each has its own meaning, elements, and examples. The main difference depends on how the property was taken, the presence of force or threats, and whether there was a betrayal of trust or dealing with stolen goods. Knowing these distinctions is important not only for law enforcement in the courts, but also for us citizens, so we can better protect our rights and understand the law. Thank you, and that ends my report.